Good morning, pregame crew. It is Chockow Lori, and I am back. It is Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, 8:20 a.m. Eastern, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time. Audio visual check, please. And if Dan didn't mention a fishing pole or armadillo or turkey voodoo, did the show even happen? I don't even know that he covered for me yesterday. Did he? Good morning, y'all. Thank you for your patience. Hey, Mary, it was wonderful. Thank you, Chuck. I'm back, sis. Donice. Hey, William, Colby, Topher, JV. You are what you eat. Amira, Asia, Robert, Dino, Maria, Ross, John, Tammy, my girl, Lisa, my girl, Chris, Night Truck, Fat In. Good morning. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Jerome. Oh, it's great to be back. I missed y'all. I don't consider what I do a job, and it's crazy to just want to come back so very badly. It's just something I've never experienced before trading, so it's kind of fun. Got to bed at midnight, up at 4 a.m., and I'm ready to roll. Hey, AR. Hey, Sean. So if you're tuning in later in the day or later in the morning, you're probably going to want to fast forward to around 6:30 a.m. here. I will be answering some chart requests and I will be doing some technical analysis. So if you just want to hang on and listen to that, this chit chat will go away and I will go straight to TA. The whole format of this show is I go over the Fab Four indices, commodities, cryptos, and movers and shakers of the day. And at the end, if there's time, I go over the request. And for the people who get here early, it's a secret. Don't tell anyone else. I go over their request. So let's get started on those requests. And let's start with, it looks like game is my first one. Why you gotta give me game as my first one back? Just kidding. Okay, game with the daily inside bar. So 173.24 is your resistance, 156.51 is your support. Plenty of room for plenty is probably exaggeration, but enough room for hourly high or low compared to 156.51. We're rejecting at that hourly Great Wall of China, the hourly 50 MA, and we're just teeter-tottering on that 50 RSI. The bulls and bears are duking it out in this area. Let me see what the fibs would be for yesterday. We're opening up a little above 40% of yesterday's move. We've pulled back about 38%, so still healthy at this point. That's why eyeballing, I knew we had enough room for a higher low, but again, not necessarily. And let's see, what's the next one? AMD, sure. AMD, I haven't looked at that. So I've been moving a little bit cautiously this morning, recognizing that I need to get back in a rhythm. Okay, there it is. Resistance 110.94, support 107.03. That's a tight range for AMD. Wow. Let me back up. On any daily bounce, odds favor a lower high. So we have to keep that in mind with AMD. This is a massive pullback compared to the low of 101.04. And then this high of 125.67, which is probably the high and low of the weekly. No, 100.08 is the low, 125.67. This is a pretty big pullback. And you know what? It looks like an hourly rising wedge. When we have these moves up, market's pulling back a little more here. We have these little higher highs with very little follow through. I get very cautious of a rising wedge. So I would be careful of that on AMD. And that would be confirmed if we lose 108.36. Okay. All right. CRSP, I sure can, Mary. Some elevated bear volume coming in. I don't know if we just had economic data. I didn't think we were scheduled for any. Let me go check our whiteboard and see. Nope, not at the moment. Nothing big coming in. So just a potential technical bear break. Okay, so CRSP. Daily higher high. And weekly 70.18. We got to get through 70.94, Mary, to change that weekly trend. I would say that's enough of a pivot from lower low, lower high, higher low, and we got to get over $71 to get that higher high. clear those key EMAs on the weekly. And on the daily, I like the flex up on these EMAs. So the Sotima slope of the EMA, we could see that 8 EMA just spiking up. I like that bull move, holding that 50 RSI. Going back to see, okay, I did AMD. Amazon for Tamazon. Okay, Amazon had a great day yesterday. I always want to recognize mentally, and I say things on Twitter to help others, but it also helps me reinforce mental notes. Yesterday, that Tesla and Twitter news helped lift XLY, the consumer discretionary sector, and that helped lift Amazon. That was a beautiful bull candle on Amazon, and first cousin Tesla really helped Amazon. So I've already got my alerts to Amazon. If you look at hourly, look at my alert for first hourly oversold. First 15-minute oversold, I really want an Amazon, and I will be watching a first 5-minute oversold. But I tell y'all often that the semiconductors are the engine behind QQQ. They are the fuel, the engine. And we just looked at that AMD name. Let me go look at SMH, because that was a little concerning, that AMD chart. And this is too. This is a little concerning because we're looking for 4-hour lower highs here. So if our little engine that could, the fuel for QQQ and technology, is the semis aren't positioned well, and neither is IWM to lift the market as well. Not that IWM is a huge component of SPY, but it is a risk on measure. So even though I like Tamazon, I would be careful of a 5-minute oversold, a back burner trade if the market's pulling back. Let me drink a little more water. Okay, silver for Amira Asia, of course. Silver is tight on the 5-minute. That's not right. Sorry about that. I always do that with silver. So silver, we have a daily inside bar. We're still in yesterday's range. Resistance, $25. Support, $24.38. We're above the daily 50 EMA, but trapped below the 8 and 21 EMA. 4-hour, odds favor a 4-hour lower high compared to $24. This is a beautiful bounce, but bears will be waiting at $25. And your support, $24.53, $24.38. Thank you. You're welcome, Tammy. I really did enjoy my vacation. We had a beautiful, beautiful time. Let me see if I can show y'all a small picture. There was where my room was. Not that anyone is dying for this picture, and we had fun. We had a great time. All right, now let me get back to chat, and then let's get this show on the road. I'm going to go over Twitter. Ricky Neo, 1 minute. Neo, I was looking at this morning, and I was just kind of, okay, we're getting higher highs, and they are getting follow through. So it had this rising wedge feel, but percentage-wise, it is getting a little more follow-through than bears would like. On the daily, we got that higher high over, whoa, 23.94. Nope, that's a daily double top. And we're getting over it this morning. Your next resistance, 26.27. Remember, Neo is the queen of look above and fell. So right now, we are above that daily double top, but we need follow-through with volume, or I don't believe them. Okay. Y'all ready? Let's roll. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. And 5 days a week, typically if I'm not in Cabo, we have the pregame show. And what I do is for 25 minutes, I rip through about 25 charts. I go over the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I go fast. Pause it if you need to, rewind if you need to, and my goal is to give you as much data as possible. I always say when I wake up in the morning, all the puzzle pieces are dumped on the floor, and I try to gather them all and help you get a layout of the day. So funny when I'm talking, I just saw this. RSI potential head and shoulders on Daily ES. I will remember that. Won't forget that. So this is who I am. Chart Gal Lori. You can check us out on chartguys.com. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation of what all these rainbow bright colors are. So let's go over ES. So on ES, we have a daily retrace to the golden pocket. 4-hour uptrend was safely intact at the time that I typed this. Go look at it now. It is still safely, and I mean safely, intact. We would have to have some major news to establish a 4-hour lower low with this type of pole extension on ES. And by golden pocket, I mean 65%. So from the high of March 29th to the low of April 1st, we retraced about 65% in that move. We're holding the 4-hour EMAs. This looks like an hourly bear flag, but I call those faux. They're FAUX, faux bear flag. And sometimes you get a faux head and shoulders. When you have a bull flag on a higher time frame and you have a bearish pattern on the lower time frame that's kind of throwing you off, be suspect. You know, just don't trust it at all. Just think, you're sketchy. You got to prove it to me with volume and follow through. And that's what I would say right now to the ES bears. They're holding 50 RSI right now, the ES bulls on the hourly. So right now, bear break without a lot of follow through. So you're just sketchy right now, bears. You're proving nothing yet. Also, I want to mention Hang Seng was up 2% last night. DAX is down approximately 0.6% at the time of typing this. So we have a mixed bag out there, nothing crazy. Or I should say, no real clues. I look to those for clues, and they don't always provide it. Sometimes they give us a little, there's a little extra edge, a little extra canary. But right now, I wouldn't say that the foreign markets are giving us anything substantial. Good morning, Three Lions. How are ya? Hi from Australia. Hey. Okay. So NASDAQ is a little bit stronger. So when we look at that high from March 29th to the low of April Fool's Day, and we look at that bounce, look how it cleared that golden pocket. We just talked about ES making a 65% retrace. NASDAQ is having a stronger moment. So NASDAQ is stronger, plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low. Hourly still slightly suspect. Still have lower lows. We're holding the 50 RSI. I think that we're still going to have dip buying opportunities in NASDAQ. And the only thing that'll make me change my mind right now going in is I have two things I'm looking at. IWM and the semiconductors. Those two things are slightly concerning for me. And I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind to not get overly bullish today. All right, let me make sure I covered NASDAQ. And if you're a TCG member, I copy and paste this when I'm done. And that way you can mark it up and I put it in our chat room if you are a Chart Guys community member. All right, RTY, weekly inside bar. We have this weekly inside bar, and the word that kept coming to mind was apathetic, just absolutely apathetic. Let me show you on the 2-hour, meaning that the bulls are disinterested, seem disinterested in carrying on this move. Nope, I had it drawn a little better in futures. Yeah, I had it way drawn better in futures, but it looked like a 2-hour rising wedge, and I'll stand behind that, where we're getting these tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through. You have support at 209.3, 207.2. You have resistance at 209.8. And on the 4-hour, we do have enough room for a higher low compared to 207.2. So we're holding these 4-hour EMAs. As long as we're holding these 4-hour EMAs, I would say that the bulls are in charge of this 4-hour uptrend. However, they're lethargic. They're very apathetic. They're just like, who cares? Okay, we're going to roll over. Okay, we're going to buy it up. Okay, they just don't care. YM, okay, well, maybe that was a little cuter. I had that one done a little better. That was the one. 2-hour YM. So on the Dow, we have a potential 2-hour rising wedge coming into the 50 MA there on the 2-hour. And this involves a lot of XLF names, which, XLF is still our lead bear. So watch those Dow names. They're not set up very well compared to our other names. However, I'm not going to lose track of just pure price action. And we have enough room for a 4-hour higher low compared to 34514. I have not looked at the US 10-year this morning. My bad. 4-hour higher high. That is typically not good for NASDAQ, but I have just been ignoring the US 10-year because it gave us good clues for a while, and then NASDAQ just totally disconnected and says, I'm going to do what I want to do. And so that's what it did. So it's just not, it's just like totally disregarding the US 10-year. So as long as price action is disregarding the US 10 years, so am I. Look at the 4-hour potential bear flag on the VIX. That is bullish the market. So that's another clue I'm going to put on the bull side of the equation. So if you remember in college accounting with debit and credits, you have those T accounts. So on the bull side of my T account, I'm definitely going to say 4-hour bull flag on NASDAQ, plenty of room for a higher low. VIX 4-hour bear flag, looks like it's going to roll over. And on that bear side of my T account, I'm going to put IWM, looking a little sketchy. And I'm going to say, what was the other one that looks sketchy? Oh, shoot, semiconductors. Semiconductors look weak. See, when I take off, I just get a little rusty. Bitcoin making a 4-hour higher high, and this could be a canary. This goes on the bull side of the T account. And I'm jokingly talking about T account. If you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Simply put, confluence and divergence. I'm constantly looking for things that give me clues to the market. What's diverging and not supporting the thesis? What is confluence and what is supporting the thesis? And I want to just keep myself in check and make sure that my bias is not just running away with it. Oh yeah, hit the like button. I always forget to ask, but I really appreciate it when you do. So Bitcoin. So this is a boomer. A boomer indicator is the daily 200 MA and 50 MA. So my purple line is the 200 simple moving average, and we are rejecting there at Bitcoin. And I jokingly say boomer. Joey, one of our chart guys in the room, we talk about in commodities. He's noticed that commodities is very sensitive to the 50 MA, 200 MA, unlike our regular stocks. And he thinks it's because a lot of the older generation trades commodities. And there may be something to that. But nevertheless, we are rejecting at the daily 200 MA on Bitcoin, but on Ethereum, we have cleared it. Let me go back to my notes on Bitcoin. Golden pocket brick wall at moment. Ethereum, we've cleared it. 4-hour EQ, cautious of that diamond bearish reversal pattern. So this is what I was looking at earlier. Looks like we're trying to negate that. Yep, have we negated it? Not convincingly. So I was kind of looking at this morning, and typically you have an EQ on this side, and you break bear. So we broke bull by $7. That's not real convincing yet. So I'm still going to keep that on my list of things to watch for. I'm not currently trading Ethereum, but I definitely want to keep this in mind. Okay. I had a wonderful holiday. On gold, let me go to my notes. Daily EQ continues as we are range bound inside last week's large range, 4-hour EQ underway. And gold was testing that hourly support. When I typed this a couple hours ago, we broke it without a lot of follow through. Man, I am seeing megaphones everywhere. What does it look like on the 30-minute? When we get these lower lows out, follow through, I automatically zoom out and look for a megaphone. But in this case, it's more of a falling wedge. Yeah. Falling wedge with a double top at the moment at 1936. Your next resistance, 1937, then 1938. Then support, 1927. And below 1927, 1918. Oil. Let's see, are you doing the same thing? Kind of. Getting a little lower lows, a lot of follow through. Commodities looking a little bit bullish in the last 30 to 15 minutes for sure. So on oil, we have weekly EQ underway as well. A weekly inside bar with a just hair of their chinny chin inside double bottom with a daily double bottom. Let's look at it on the 4-hour. We have this potential 4-hour bull flag. Plenty of room for a higher low compared to 98.05. It is Tuesday, so be aware of the API estimates today at 4:30 Eastern. We have oil inventory tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget that. Well, Dr. Chai, you are awesome. If I'm awesome, if I'm helping you at all, number 1, please hit the like button. Number 2, tell a friend. And number 3, check out chartguys.com. And we do have a Trader Pro. Oh, shoot. What's the Trader Pro? Is it free trial? I think it's free trial on Trader Pro alerts. If you are a crypto trader, you may want to check that out on Trader Pro. I will have to get back up to speed with what that promo is and tell you tomorrow. All right, so we're trapped under the 4-hour 50 MA, but again, 4-hour bull flag underway. Hourly EMA is being tested without a lot of follow through, which gives even more bull flag power to the bull flag. We got the hourly bear break without a lot of follow through. All right, NG with some giddy up and go. Okay, let's just have a quiet moment. Let's just have a quiet moment here for that separation between the 8 and 21 on the daily with Nat Gas. That is super bullish. So this SOTIMA, slope of the EMA, when we're pointed up, this northerly, that just shows how fast the bulls are driving the bus. Who's in charge of the bus and how fast they're driving? The bulls are in charge of this bus and they are riding away with it. And that separation and those air pockets between the 8 and 21 just shows you that supreme bull power. And I haven't said this in a while. Look at these layers of cake below. When we have those nice layers of cake below, when price comes back to touch that, just think of it as a Sealy Posturepedic. It is support below. It's just going to sit there and rest there for a second before it bounces higher again. So as long as we have cake below us, that's bullish. Doesn't always mean it'll hold, but it is a bullish sign. All right. Let's go to the Queen of the Mountain. What's a Queen of the Mountain? Queen of the Mountain is just a setup that I have a higher conviction of. And if I say ninjas only, that just means I am looking for more experienced traders to take those potential setups, because even I don't touch AMC for the most part or GameStop unless I'm selling premium, because it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not like that fast super scalper on small caps or on Reddit stocks. I don't like it. It makes me a little edgy. And you know, life's hard enough as is. I've got 5 kids. I don't need to make my life harder. So ninjas only doesn't always mean the most experienced traders. It also means it's just the fast stuff and it's highly volatile. So looking at Apple, we have potential daily bull flag underway. And as long as this chart looks like this, I'm not worried about the market. You want to talk about a bull item that goes on the bull T account on the debit side. This is it. Apple, this is a beautiful chart. Ain't nothing wrong with this. And speaking of 8 and 21 separation, look at that. Wow, beautiful. So I have my hourly alert. You see that? My back burner alert, hourly. And let me show you how to do that. Even though I have it set, you just choose RSI 30. And I'm on the hourly time frame. You start on the time frame. You want the alert and you just hit create. And look, I have my 15-minute alert set. I have my 5-minute alert set. Mama ain't playing when it comes to Apple. Apple is beautiful. And Apple, as long as it's large and in charge of the markets, should be bullish. It would take 60 to 70% of almost all the other stocks to pull down the market if Apple is having a crazy day. Now, that's hyperbole. I'm probably slightly exaggerating. I don't know the math, but Apple is bullish. AMC, speaking of charts that I am very careful about, AMC. So this stood out to me this morning as a potential selling premium scenario, because we're back in the middle of this range from that March 14th low to the March 29th high. Now, these names have high risk with it, because if they take off, if they get to squeezing, your iron condor could get wrecked. But I like to sell premium in situations where I think price is going to remain contained for a bit. And odds favor a lower high on a bounce. Odds favor a higher low on a pullback. So from this spot, I really like it. Here's XE. So, it's hard to tell what is the difference between bulls buying or bears exiting shorts. The difference is when you see both happen at once, you can usually tell the difference. When both happen at once, meaning bulls are buying and bears are getting trapped, it's going to look like this. Does that make sense? So here, I don't know if it's just bulls buying, bears covering. I don't know. When you see that major spike in volume, it's typically both. Don't know what hedge I. Okay. I'm just making sure I don't need to censor anyone. Y'all keep it chill. You're welcome. All right. Baba. So I was noticing this morning Baba's in a second weekly inside bar, daily inside bar, and this cute little daily EQ. It's not technically EQ. It broke bear by 69 cents, but that does not a bear break make on a $100 instrument. So I'm calling it an EQ with a daily inside bar. So definitely huge, not huge, small tight range. So we're losing this 116.29. Your next support's 113. 113.38. I think a bull buy would be in order around 113.38 if it were to get near that area. Doesn't mean it'll work, but we're holding that hourly 50 RSI, 4-hour 50 RSI, and daily 50 RSI. That gives me a bull lean on this trade setup. Okay, so on IWM, this was standing out to me this morning. We have this potential, okay, well, this is maybe where I drew it a little bit better. So we have this potential 2-hour IWM rising wedge, meaning we're getting tiny, tiny higher highs, a lot of follow through. We are holding that 50 RSI though, so I'm going to be cautious of shorting this. However, 208.91 or 209 could be a decent top fish area for IWM. So watch all your small growth stocks, because if IWM rolls over, they will have a headwind. Rivian looks like a potential weekly bear flag to me. Getting a little higher highs, so a lot of follow through. So top fish at 4770. I like that trade. I like Rivian to the downside. Shop got initiation this morning at $834. We have a daily EQ. We have a resistance of 75878. We are fighting with this daily 50 MA overhead. So I'm a cautious bull on Shop, dip buying 718.01. Tesla. So Tesla, I've got an hourly back burner RSI alert set. 15-minute, I don't have that one set. I thought I did. Let me fix that. Tell me when the 15-minute gets oversold on Tesla. And let me tell y'all, let me see if I can show you. I didn't look this morning. Look here, Tilray, yesterday morning, 6:49 a.m. RSI oversold on Tilray hourly. I took that trade from the hotel as I was packing. I took that trade. So these alerts can help you trade from anywhere. And then you just set your stop loss and you go about your day. And I made a few $100s just while I was packing. So paid for parking and a little more. So just set your alerts. Tesla, I love for potential back burner trades. I think it's one of the clearest setups of the day. This sucker has bull power, daily bull flag confirmed, close proximity to the high, and Elon Musk looks like he's not stopping till it gets to that all-time high. With that, Twitter news, the 9% stake. Now remember, every time he tweets about something about Twitter and his stake, it's going to have the point of diminishing returns like Bitcoin, like Dogecoin. So he likes to pump. So the more he pumps, the less impact it will have. So I would be careful shorting Twitter. I would feel more comfortable with back burner setups on Twitter. So you see I have that 15-minute back burner alert set. And when you see my little cross down here, that you see the orange dash line, that's my RSI back burner alert saying, tell me when the 15-minute RSI gets below 30. Tell me when the 5-minute RSI gets below 30. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that expensive, but it was like $100. So, I think that's it. Let me go look at my notes. Okay, I have time for NVDA. I need some water. NVDA is getting really tight. But it has that AMD look. It's getting higher highs with no follow through. Puny. And look, Amazon Technology's having big days, semiconductors not. But what day was that? Not last week, but the week before. It was like a Tuesday, Wednesday. Semiconductors were weak. And then like a Thursday, NVDA came on strong. What was that? March 24th. Was that a Thursday? I don't have my calendar. I think so. It was a Thursday. And it was weak compared to the market, then came on strong. So let's see if the semiconductors can prove me wrong and come on strong today. All right. If you could hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. What's going on with Bitcoin? I see someone saying go Bitcoin. Oh, that is a nice little bounce with nice volume. So 5-minute inside bars. That's a nice push on Bitcoin. All right, I'll take one more request. I'm going to wrap it up. What do you think of NEO? I went over it earlier. I think NEO's potential rising wedge. I'd be careful. We have a daily double top. We're doing a little peak above and potential fail above this high of 2386. We hit 23.94. Now we're just slightly above it. I would be very careful of this bull break on NEO. I wouldn't trust these bulls, as my grandma would say, as far as I can throw them. I agree. It's going to be very tradable. Twitter's going to have some nice range. And that's what I look for is range. And when I say range, I mean ATR. Let me show you Tesla. Let's look at the average true range. The average true range of Tesla right now is $50, $48.77. So you have a name that moves on the inside of a day for the average of the last 14 days, about $50. That is some beautiful day trading volatility. Now let's look at what Twitter is typically. It was $1.50. It spiked to $2.29 yesterday because it had such a big day on that news. Of course, that needs to average out. That's too skewed now. But yes, I think it's going to have some nice range now. I'm so glad to be back. Okay, I'm going to go over ENPH and then that'll be it. Just a heads up, First Solar had a downgrade this morning, so that could impact. I think ENPH is a solar name, but this is a beautiful name. Daily is gorgeous. 4 hour, these bulls are on fire. So when I see a chart like this, I just go start setting back burner trades, because if I'm not in long, I can't enter up here. And I can't short this type of bull move. So that ties my hands in a couple directions. So the only thing I have left is for the back burner trades, because I can't go short this name when the bulls are bulldozing every bear in their way. You know what, Jay Khan? You're amazing. I am so glad to be back. I am so excited. I love what I do. Again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, check me out at ChartGalLori. I won't spam you. You can check us out on chartguys.com and see if you're interested in anything that we have to offer. Main thing is we teach technical analysis. We teach you how to fish. And on shows like this, I show you the hot spots. Here's the fishing spots where I will be putting my fishing pole today. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. I love you. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button, bring a friend tomorrow, and use stop losses.